we're gonna do two coffees this morning. So one is that we're gonna do a Turkish coffee, and this isn't made using the traditional methods. And so we're gonna use this container. I would say any container that you have that has like a wooden handle or something like that would be perfect. You can make it with other methods. This works because you can control the pour as you're pouring it, and we're going to be using this little cauldron cup because I think it looks awesome. So, all right. So the recipe for Turkish coffee is 3 ounces of water, a teaspoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of coffee. The way you do it is you brew it right in the container. There's no filtering involved, so you're going to put the grounds right in, stir it, let it come to a boil with the sugar in the water, and then you let it settle and then pour it in. You try to keep as many of the grounds in here as possible, but the ones that even come through, it's part of the Turkish coffee experience is having a little bit of grounds in there. But it's a really strong cup of coffee, and with the sugar, it is delicious as well. So let's get into it. So first things first is we're going to measure off the water, and we are going to use, it says 3 ounces. We're going to go ahead and make 2 batches. This would probably be enough to hold 3 or 4 cups of Turkish coffee. And we're not going to do that. We're going to do more than the recommended on this one. So let's go ahead and add, I think we can do, let's say 6 ounces of water. So let's go and measure that out. So 6 ounces of water is going to be just under a cup of water. And I believe that's our line. That does not feel like a cup of water. I don't know what these lines are, to be honest with you. So we're going to go ahead and measure out about a cup of water. Go and put that in, and we're going to turn this on, get some heat into this. So we got a little induction here, and this is going to be really helpful because you won't get heat on the handle with induction. I actually really love this little induction thing here. So let's go ahead. Now that we're dealing with about a cup, we're going to use, they say 1 teaspoon of sugar per 3 ounces. So we're going to go and put in 2 teaspoons of sugar. And I'm using my golden sugar, which I love. Okay. And then the next thing is we're going to use 2 teaspoons per shot. So it's going to be basically 4 teaspoons of coffee. And what I have here is I have this, and I know I'm going to say this wrong. It's a Corsa or Korka. I think it's Corsa. It is a Turkish coffee blend. And that link also will be in our Amazon shop as well. So if you want to pick any of this up, you can get it right from Amazon. So let's go ahead and cut this open. Now, Turkish coffee, I believe, has like all these different spices like cardamom in it as well. Let's see how this smells. I'm actually really excited. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. That smells amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, you definitely smell the cardamom. There's other spices too. There could be a little bit of cinnamon in there as well. Wow. That is just not a smell that you get from a normal cup of coffee. All right, see, we're already starting to get warm. Let's turn down the temperature a little bit. And we need to add 4 of these. And you can see in the overhead shot, we are literally just adding these right to this, and then we need to give a little stir. Break up all those clumps. Let's go and just take it off the heat for a bit. Yeah. Yes, I know. It's a very safe unit. It is also why I love this a lot. So you can kind of see now that it's gotten to a little bit of a boil, and you're getting the foam and everything else from there. And the way they say to do it is to let it boil until you get foam rising from it. So let's let that boil. See, there you go. Look at that. And then right about there, we're going to take it off the heat and let it settle for a second. And then pour it in. And you can see there's still like sediment in the bottom of the pan. And that's a cup of Turkish coffee. Yeah, you definitely like you smell this, and you definitely get those like cardamom flavors and smells that are coming out of there. So, we'll let that cool just a little bit. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is really strong, really nice. It does have a little bit of bitterness to it, and I don't know where that's coming from. So let's let it sit for a second, and then let's figure out what we're gonna do with this. Because I do think that it's going to, once it settles a little bit, and you let all the grains go, yeah. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, and it's very strong, and the spices and cardamom that you get off right at the beginning, you're getting this really strong taste of those spices. It is sweet, but it's almost got like a musky kind of smell to it as well. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's I mean, it's the same in the coffee. It's that same kind of almost a woody kind of herbaceous kind of smell to it as well. So I don't know exactly what that is, what that note is, but we just keep coming back to it. Yeah, but that's really good. It tastes good. So I think also just letting it sit, kind of settling down, I think would be important to do. All right, now today's like the first day of fall break, so I've got my kids here, and my son and my wife have both asked for a cafe au lait, so we're going to make that as well. So let's clean this up real quick, and let's get to making a cafe au lait. And we're gonna make this in the mocha pot. So the first thing we do is we're gonna get this water to a boil. You don't wanna put cold water. You don't wanna start with cold water in a mocha pot. So we get a little preheat going. You're gonna need that. We're not gonna need this. No, the scissors. All right, perfect. All right, let that boil, and then we're gonna need to get a pan. And this is kind of a method that came out of necessity, but so the bottom of a mocha pot, which this is a mocha pot if nobody's ever seen one, is actually made out of aluminum. A little happy accident. So the bottom of this is aluminum, and this does not get heated from an induction stove. It will with gas, and it will with electricity. The issue is that you need to put down a pan. Now, what's so great about using like a cast iron pan is that this will retain the heat when you start the brew. So once you start the brew, you get everything kind of going. You just shut off the heat on the induction, but the heat from inside of the mocha pot, as well as the heat from this, will keep the boil going. So you don't get a lot of that sputtering, and you don't get a lot of really bitter components because you over extract the blend. Okay, so that is boiling. Let's make sure it is actually boiling. And I just stepped on my cat. What are you doing under there? And we're gonna get the milk going as well. So a cafe au lait basically is, it's a little bit of steamed milk with foam as well. So this little machine that I have over here is perfect. And traditionally they say don't add sugar to it, but my family likes sugar, so we're gonna add it. And gonna use the same thing. So gonna use this golden sugar that I have, and I'm gonna put it right into the milk as it's foaming, and a few drops of vanilla extract just to give it a little bit of a better smell. I mean, it actually smells wonderful. It almost smells like a caramel when you're done with it. It's a very wonderful smell to it. But we're gonna go ahead and get the Café du Monde. And this is what you would use for traditional cafe au lait. So this, there we go, is a chicory and coffee kind of mixture. And it's a coarser blend, which makes a different kind of coffee, but we're going to put it right into this pot. We're gonna do it using the traditional method, which is fill it right up to the line, fill this up with the chicory, and then let the pot do its work. And water's almost done. It's like making coffee is always about waiting, and I hate waiting, but I got coffee. Yeah, that's good. So like all those grounds have finally kind of dispersed down. And so now you're just getting that nice bit of coffee on the top. Okay, this is about done boiling. So the methodology is that once you add the hot water to this actually will start getting hot to the touch. So you want to work kind of quickly to get this in, get the funnel in, the grounds on, and the top on. So you'll see the process once we get into it, but you want to start with boiling water and pour it right in. Okay. Put in this. Get your scoop. Put it right in. Just like that. Okay. And then the top has a filter as well. So it's not quite hot yet, but it's getting there. Because that boiling water, there we go. Yeah, that last bit was a little warm. And then we're gonna put this on about a 3 out of 9. So we're looking at about a third of the power of this thing. And now what's gonna start to happen is it's gonna get the pan hot, which is going to in turn put in heat into the mocha pot, and then it's going to start creating that steam. And then as the steam expands, it pushes down on the water, which will force the water up and into the top of the mocha pot. And you just leave it open for watching the brew occur. You don't want to, here, let me do overhead shot on that. So it's going to come out of this little canister here. So you want to make sure that as it's brewing that you don't get too much steam. So as soon as you start to see just a little bit coming from there, you want to shut the heat source off. And you'll see that even after we shut the heat source off, that it will continue brewing for a few minutes afterwards. And you want just enough to give you 2 cups. Actually, we'll leave that out. And so the 2 cups we're going to be using are about this size. And you'll want enough coffee, enough espresso, to go about halfway up. And then the rest of it's going to be milk. So once this kind of starts, we're going to go ahead and get the milk going. Actually, let's go and get the milk going right now, because I think our timing is right, that we're going to get a little bit of the espresso at the same time that the coffee is just about ending. So in this, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar into this water. Actually, I take that back. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar to this milk. Okay. And then that will stir and froth. And let's go ahead and add a little bit of vanilla extract into it as well. You don't need much. A little bit of this goes a long way. You're just kind of getting a whiff of vanilla. So like 2-3 drops maybe. They say like 1/8 of a teaspoon. I think that's too much. And I think it kind of interferes with the milk and everything else. So I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. I would also, if anybody's watching, make sure you leave a comment or, talk to me about the process. Give a like. That would be really appreciated as well. I appreciate you. So this just kicked in, so we're going to start getting a little more heat into the mocha pot. And it looks like that mocha pot's on sale right now. Yeah, and I would say for the price, this mocha pot is worth the money. I think now I've done probably 12, 14 brews with the mocha pot, and it just works. Alright. And what's cool is that like this thing makes noises too, so you can hear like the clicking as the metal's heating up, and then you can actually hear it brewing as well. So it's like there's a lot going on in this, which is really cool. Okay, I think I got everything going here that I need. We've got the milk frothing right now, and this milk frother is really good because it gives you that really silky milk, and it heats it up at the same time. So you just literally press a button and walk away, and it does the rest, which is really, really nice. All right, there it goes. So we're going to go and turn it off. And as you can see, you're getting the espresso coming out now. And we've got the machine off, but the water is continuing to go up. So you're still going to monitor it. And if it starts to sputter some steam in there, you want to remove it from the heat as quickly as possible. So let's get our pad ready, just in case. And it also sounds like too our milk Might be done frothing pretty soon. There it goes. So I think you saw that starting to come out. So we're going to, take it off. And now you can see that we have like a full extraction of the coffee. It went all the way to the top, which is really nice. And it smells really good. So you're definitely getting those chicory kind of notes to it as it goes. So we'll let this cool down, and we're gonna go ahead and fill this up. You gotta be really careful when the first one, you wanna have your pot right there because it's so close to the top. We're gonna do this about halfway on both of these. Which is exactly the contents of this cup. As this is a 3-cup mocha pot, but you know, it depends on what your idea of what a cup of coffee is, because it's not like, it might be 3 cups of like real cups or 3 cups of coffee. It's another one of those confusing things in coffee. All right, that should be done soon. There it goes, right on time. Okay, so one thing you'll notice is with this, you can see how there's like this layer of foam on the top. And what you'll do as you pour, if you go slowly with it, you're gonna get the milk first. Ooh, we might actually have a lot of froth on this. There's my little guy. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to try to keep that foam back a little bit and just pour milk like that. Okay, do the same thing with this one. And then, I always give it a little swirl. And then you're gonna pour in the foam. I don't do latte art. I might learn though, But this is a cafe au lait. And I'm actually gonna taste one just to make sure that it's up to par for the family. Let's do this one. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Yeah, and that's it. So that is Turkish coffee and a cafe au lait. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.